Hey, it's Brian Mudd. Happy Monday, November 12th. This is my cheat sheet for today. Now, healthcare renewal season, it's probably, if not already underway, close to being wrapped up for you and your company. So, what is the real toll going to be? Coming into the renewal season, the estimates were anywhere from about a 7 to an 11% increase in the cost you'd have to pay for relative coverage next year. Now that we have all the plans on the table, here's what we do know. It's going to be about 9% on average for you to have the same type of cost into next year. This is just one more piece of what I continue to talk about, which is the lack of sustainability of healthcare costs. The crisis we have in healthcare is an access. It wasn't lack of insurance or anything else. It's simply the cost that continues to rise above the rate of inflation. The average income growth in this country has been in the neighborhood of 3% over the past 12 months, which means that healthcare has become 300% more expensive than the average income growth, which means it's that much less affordable. And one of the other trends you're going to see, you're likely to see up to 10% of all people that have been maintaining healthcare coverage sponsored by an employer drop it. Just say they can't afford it. I had two more people bring that up to me just last week, that they aren't going to do it next year because even with an employer-sponsored plan, they just simply can't afford it anymore. So our problems are as great as they've ever been in healthcare. And until and unless we're actually serious about cost rather than insurance costs, and I want to go to that consumer-based model, the one in which we are used to paying for all of our healthcare costs, except when there's something major, and that's when you have the insurance, like auto insurance or like your home. You don't file a claim every time you have something real small that you need to fix, or every time you need to go, get a ding knocked out at the mechanic or go get an oil change. You pay for it, and then if something big comes up, that's when you hit the insurance. I believe that is the model that will take us above all else, and there's some other things that need to be done, but that's the biggie, to a better day in healthcare insurance costs, if we ever get there. All right, so how much would you pay to never have to view an online ad again? There's a company that is called AdTrap. They've created a box that would go between your modem and your computer so that once you have internet access, it would go into this box and any ads on there would be stopped in their tracks. They're trying to sell it for $120, and if they can get enough people by the end of the year to go ahead and sign up saying that they want this box for $120, they're going to release it. If not, they're going to sit on it. And right now, they're about $100,000 short in terms of dollars for the release of this box. It's an interesting concept that obviously would have repercussions. We talk about the DVR issue with television. Now we could be talking about just having all online ads cut out by this AdTrap device. It'll be interesting to see if you are wanting this. And if you do, you can find out more information about it on my physical cheat sheet. Now, planned layoffs. They have spiked post the election. And this isn't about politics, it's simply about reality. We all know where I stood politically on this thing, and the bottom line is the bottom line. And if companies have announced layoffs, and that's real. I've talked to many different local companies even that are not only stressed. I talked to one on Friday that's laying off 5 people. In fact, they did lay off 5 people on Friday. The magic number for them, 50. A lot of people take a look at that number for employers. The 50 employer level, under which if you're over that, you're going to be nailed by all of the healthcare reform. And if you're under that, maybe not. But here's something that you need to consider before you lay people off thinking that it's going to protect you from Obamacare if you get under 50. There are IRS provisions that are going into place right now that, for example, might take a look at all of your part-time employees and average them out and see how many 40-hour work weeks are aggregated by part-time employees. See, they want to try to prevent you from having contract employees or part-time employees replace full-time employees to avoid the healthcare reform law. So in other words, just getting under 50 employees might not be the panacea you've been looking for to avoid all of the healthcare costs. More about that on my physical cheat sheet, but ultimately you're going to want to talk to somebody that runs your books about your company and make sure that you know and understand what you're doing before you react to healthcare reform. But, I mean, the reality is the reality, and that is that, you take a look at it in the stock market, you can take a look at it with planned layoffs, more about that in the physical cheat sheet. Obviously, a lot of folks in business are stressed, and I'm telling you, I've talked to people and I've seen the emails. I've never seen anything quite like this, the frustration and the angst that's out there among some. It's a cheat sheet for today. Enjoy yours. We shall see you tomorrow.